which verse or part of the Bible do you believe that you are currently experiencing in your life? I'm going to see how this goes. I may have to pause it a few times. And then we have on ridiculousness, it's questionable decisions. We'll just see how this goes on. Wing it, right? Give me some letters for this, please. L, A, or A, L. I see L-A-K-E. It could be. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Genesis. I pulled what the Bible says about the lake of fire. Little 5-word sentence was Satan, the devil's opening salvo to convince Adam and Eve that they could disregard the commands of God without consequence. What most people do not realize is that Satan has been repeating this mantra ever since, and the vast majority of humanity has brought into it just as readily as our first parents in the garden. All right, I'm not going to go reading all this bullshit, but it feels like some people could be experiencing something hot. This could be being trapped in infernos. This could be falling into cracks because you weren't supposed to be drilling. And it could be breaking up and they're falling deeper and deeper into the center of the earth, which is, I'm assuming that if this is hardened earth, then somewhere deep down there is the molten, if it's rock and all kinds of other stuff, there's a good possibility that it's hot. This could be falling into the hands of the wrong people. There's your consequence. A little bit of fling, right? Things exploding and then being trapped, stuff like that. So I'm going to pull on this and see what's up. I'm going to do a few of them. Tell me, who is experiencing this lake? There could be a Lane or a Lana. Tell me about this lake of fire situation for whoever this is for. It could be, if it's not someone you were married to, then it's a cop or an agent. Okay. Whew. Huh. Let's see here. They could be both. Okay, I feel like they were, I don't know how legit the badge was, but you could have dated this person in the past. Did they kidnap you or plan to kidnap you? All right. Somebody said don't do it, just leave it alone. And they told somebody that they didn't do it. They didn't. I didn't have anything to do with it, right? Just leave this go. I said to leave it go. You defied me. But they didn't listen. They just didn't listen, and we're gonna find out why. Okay, why such boldness here? What do I get now? This could be a male who's just very bratty. Like, I don't like that you tell me what to do. You stole all the power back. Oh. I'm going to put one more. And find out what this power was that you took back. Told your family you were suicidal, wanted to come out. This could have been a hit on you. Revenge. Tell me about this power. What was it? Let's listen, please. Tell me about this. You stole all the power back. Oh, are you an Aquarius? Or this is something that is going to happen. The star is fated. This is written, actually. This isn't fated. This feels like Because what I saw initially before I clicked on the other thing was, if you're not one of the entries in the book of life, then this is death by fire is what it feels like. Some people could have been thinking, well, it's the afterlife. Maybe my belief will hold true, that I believe, I will go over the Creator's belief, that there is a hell, and just kind of trump that person. Could be that. It could also be that somebody didn't feel that hell would come here. You know what I mean? Like, it's afterlife only. Well, my life is hell. My life has always been hell. It's a different kind. There are some people who like to recreate things. They don't have anything else to do, and I love this. You're creative in the way that you do this. And somebody could have actually created, or you're thinking about it, or here's me giving you the idea with this land that you have. Create hell for people. Just gather them up. This is where they live now. Whatever this is for you. Excessive heat, barely breathe, fucking noose tied around the neck, over some fire where you can barely breathe and you're getting cooked slowly. Something like that. But you changed something. What are you removing yourself from? Well, first off, I see that someone's removing themselves from some type of moon rituals, doing some type of moon, some chanting, or some dark shit. Okay, it could just be dark shit. Yeah, for money. This feels like me, an assassin. This could even have been stealing people's inheritances, or stealing people's, invading corporations and shit. This could even be being someone who bullies people and says that you got to give me a piece of this and shit. And I just feel like there's a saner head that's prevailing here. You know what I mean? And you could have even decided to protect women, and something started changing for you. That's what I feel. But ones that are worth it. They could be a Cancer or a Taurus or a Leo. But this is a strong bloodline here. This is like. Could be the Creator, you feel me? It could be, but these are just women who deserve it. And I feel like you doing this also gave you a bunch of power in whatever way that is. So your enemies that you've been dealing with are dealing with, especially if you haven't seen them. Some of them you're never going to see them again. Someone else took care of them because they pissed somebody else off, and I'm not even sure if it had anything to do with you in particular. You could have just said, handle my enemies, and that's the way that it went, through somebody else. All right, I'm going to find out what other verse of the Bible somebody is experiencing, or your enemies could be experiencing. Hot nigga. That's a password. Hot nigga. That's because somebody said that all the time. Hot nigga hot. It could be a hot nigga hot. All right. Tell me what Bible verse someone else is experiencing. What is this? Right, there could be somebody named Moses involved in something, or this is happening to your adversaries. Deuteronomy this DY flew out first. So some of you have, what is this? The Israelites spent the last 40 years wandering the wilderness in search of the promised land. So this could just be for, you know what this feels like to me initially? Homelessness. You wouldn't see it like that, I guess. Just kind of wandering with nowhere to go, wandering aimlessly. But it feels like a lack of consciousness. A lack of consciousness and subconscious. Ooh, this is zombie, but they don't look like it. These are well-dressed zombies is what this is. In Moses' final address to the Israelites, he reviews and expands on the covenant that God has made with Israel, his law. Emphasize that there is one God, one people of God, one sanctuary, and one law. I'm looking at Cliff Notes for it. The glory of God through the law was so intense that Moses had to veil his face so the Israelites could not see its fullness. There could be somebody that changed their face. Do they kind of look like Moses Alderin, or does somebody that came into this could be somebody's fucking wife now? I'm telling you, this is how crazy this shit got. Which would be, you have to be unconscious and have no subconscious or to do some shit like this, to alter your face, or who knows, it could have been putting someone a fake face on or something like that, but it just feels like that's who they are. Hold on. You shall be careful, therefore, to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right. It's overwhelming for me to feel that so many people read this book, studied this book, even preached it and shit, and there doesn't seem to be much happening with this thing. But then there's a possibility that there is somebody incarnate, but they don't look what you thought, and you deny them. It's overwhelming. So I guess basically what they're saying is here is keep denying, and you will be denied. All right, I'm going to see what else. Well, let's pull on it. Let's just see what your enemies are up to. It is. It's like, it makes me wonder, if it was a male, would it have been different just because of the brainwashing to think that it would be a male? And let's say that it is a female, and let's say that this is a ha-ha from something, saying there's a possibility that somebody became more powerful than this creature too, you know. I mean, you would have to have the stamina, the spiritual stamina, to want to constantly activate and upgrade yourself and be obedient, not to something, but to your own self and this, whatever this thing is that you're doing. And I believe that there's reward for good behavior from this quantum world. And this comes with a supernatural, supersonic belief that what you are doing, what you say is. Many people say that they believe, but you don't really believe, because some of you are still waiting for something that I know you don't believe in this being. You can't possibly believe in this being. You have something shown right in your face and you deny that shit. I don't know if this is another sickness. Denial seems to be an internal sickness with people. I refuse, even if it's proven to me, just because I don't like it. Okay. Eyesight. Excuse me. Highlights the importance of clear vision, both literally and metaphorically. They're asking you, for those of you who are still reading this book and taking it literal, what you are doing to your mind and your ability to even experience yourself doing some supernatural things. You're leaving all of this up to anything but you. You're giving all power to anything but yourself, okay? Now, when you have someone that's actually a leader or someone of that kind of title, anyone that claims to be a boss or a leader, people should be just enough under you to know who you are, but not so much under you that you feel like you're not gaining anything, or they're not learning anything. What kind of leader are you at that point? So, I don't know. Take from that what you want. Also touches on the consequences of impaired vision. Moses' eyes were not weak at his death, while Deuteronomy 16:19 cautions against perverting justice as a bribe can blind the eyes of the wise. That would be selling your soul to me. Easily being bribed. So there could be some people who are experiencing some problems with their eyes, and it could be blurred vision and shit, and it's because you're not allowing yourself to see what actually is. You're still trying. You're denying something that is so clear in front of you. Yep, this is magic too. Somebody stuck some pins These are friends. Yay! Let's play with voodoo. Let's make a doll and put pins in their eyes. They could have done this to you, Divine Feminine, this fucking star. You could be an Aquarius, a Taurus, a Libra. And I feel like somebody was like, I don't want to do it. There are some people that are like, I don't like what I'm feeling. This nosebleed could be telling me something. This sharp pain in my eyes before I do this could be telling me something. You just having fingerprints, you handing a pin to somebody and that pin going in the eye of somebody like this, okay? You're also experiencing repercussion for that because your DNA is on what was supposed to harm this person. Look, she's actually wearing glasses in this card. It's the first time I ever noticed this. But somebody's got it so bad right now because of doing this shit on this person that they have taped together glasses and shit. Somebody had to pick up a friggin' piece of glass to glasses to read something. It's really that bad. It all stems around this friggin' black magic and voodoo you're not supposed to do. I'm going to say it again. There are some people that are just grand. They are. They may not even know that they're like this. You know what I mean? I mean, other people usually can tell. They're usually the, what's the word I'm looking for? Humble, kind of. What they're made of is precious. They're a precious metal. And then there are the others. Let's see what the others are. What kind of others there are. Well, you have to become precious metal. If you can change your fucking genetic code, you can change your DNA by just decisions. I already explained how this works. You know what kind of person you have to be. What you put out as an individual is how you get treated. This is just, I mean, but this is also somebody's living out of not their car, but somebody else's. I mean, this person. Let me get some letters. Somebody's name could be Delaney. Of course, there could be a Dylan. Let's see. Give me some letters, please. This person likes to stick things and shit. So, I'm feeling tires being flattened. Was there a mannequin or a doll? This feels like a bigger thing where people attacked organs and shit and hooked this up to a beautiful, sexy woman. So they have organ issues. Some of them, their kidneys are failing. You thought it was funny. Putting dolls and voodoo dolls in microwaves to put radiation in someone that way, you sick fucks. I don't know. And for those that aren't doing it anymore, I'm calling you a sick fuck because it is sick. It's just sick to even think of going that route. This is how some people handle shit. I got a problem with you. Now, obviously, your problem wasn't, it wasn't valid. Or you would have approached this person and just stuck it right in there. That's what I would have done. If I was this angry that I feel that to do this kind of shit to somebody, I would show up at your home or I would find you on the street out somewhere. And if I wanted to fuck your eyes up, I would just stab you in the eyes. This is real behind the scenes. I'm big and bad when it comes to this shit. You could have even crossed paths with some of these people and they didn't even look at you. Yeah, this looks like, yeah. I'm the, what is this? The person who talks about what they do to people, but when the opportunity presents itself, I got to go home to my kid all of a sudden. Tell me about this, please. Letters. T.A. They could have even done shit to your tits and ass on something. You could have great tits and a great ass. And that was enough. This feels like fucking females. I'm going to be honest. This feels like jealous females when it comes to this one. I don't know. Men could have been getting involved, but at some point, any real man's going to go, I can't do this. I feel like a girl doing this shit. So it does feel like females. Yeah, some of you bitches are blind. You were blind before. You know what I mean? Some of you already had real thick glasses and shit, and you didn't even think of what could be the repercussion. A few of you are blind because of this, aren't you? Good. T.A. JS OM MC. Somebody smelled it. Whoa. Let's get into that. They smell because when they do shit like this, they push it. They will do black magic to have your sweat, have you sweat a lot. I don't even know how this happens, but what'll go down is, see this? I want to show you one more time. You see this together? All this together? This is about as close to God supreme when it comes to a woman that you're ever going to experience, ever. Which is why women like this, they go hard on you, you know? But this is the type of woman where she's so grand. I know it's bothering you because you're not. Her sweat doesn't even stink. I mean, you could probably smoke a pack of Newports and your breath doesn't stink. It's just, this is how you're built. You can't do this shit on somebody and then not have it come back to you. You could do it on the piece of shit up the street, the woman up the street who puts her hands on kids that aren't even hers and pulls them by their hair and shit and freaking tries to force them to do shit. You could do it to her and that shit. If you want to hurt somebody like that. It will if how about this? Do you guys want to work off this shit that you're doing? Okay, even for I mean, you could still feel around. For those of you that are blind, okay, you may be able to get your sight back this way. You're going to have to somehow make this right. So what I would do is I would target the pieces of shit in your area, and I would do some of that shit on them, especially if you know that they're messing with children in some way, or you know something about them, and reverse this curse you put on yourselves. All right. Is there anything else? What else did we say? Moses' clear vision, metaphorical blindness, warns against accepting bribes as they blind the eyes of the wise and pervert justice. This highlights the idea that moral corruption can impair one's ability to see truth and act justly. Moral corruption is also another disease that has to be handled. Blindness in the law. Putting a stumbling block in front of the blind. This emphasizes the importance of compassion and care for those with disabilities, including visual impairments. This is taking advantage of people who were blind, stealing from them and shit like that. These feel like home health care motherfuckers, right? That take these people out. This would be anyone that's impaired and you treating them like they're less than you. And now, some of you have a stutter because you mocked somebody else's stutter. Some of you stole from the blind, and now either you can't find any of your shit because somebody stole from you, or your eyes are going bad. Whatever. All right, let's see. The senses. While not systematically listing all the senses, does mention sight, hearing, and smell. So if you were messing with somebody's clairs, and somebody has this one's got clairs that weren't even acknowledged, and you started fucking with all of their gifts. And for those of you that were trying to swap, here's a cherry. This is for the broads who thought that this is so much bigger than Muffin Top or fucking Michelin Man. That okay, you can barely fucking read a children's book. You can't cook for shit. You don't clean. You thought you were going to just swap. Is that what some of you fucking bitches do? Do you actually think that you could take the looks and the essence off of some woman and just place it on? This is like taking what's on a beautiful champagne glass and putting it on a fucking keg. The essence of that. That's what it feels like. You must be out of your goddamn mind. Is this Hilda? Are you out of your fucking mind? Have you looked at yourself? Let me find out some shit about you. You could be one of the ugliest women ever to exist. And to think that you could just do some and a rat-a-tat-tat-tat. This mother has the mindset of a 12-year-old. And they've been hiding it for a while. But I don't think you've been hiding it. I think people have just been dealing with it. If you feel like you know women like this, they are experiencing this Bible verse. And they're not finished until they make something right. They have to make something right in whatever way. And it's not for you to help them. For the men in their lives, it's not for you to help them. Okay? I'm not digging into men. All right, what's your name? Jocelyn? First of all, hello, Jocelyn. Not you. Because I said so. That's why. Let's talk about the mom. I just want to dip into this a little bit. This nasty bitch. This is, and it's this hearing and smell and its description of the false gods that Israel would worship in exile. What I want to find out what some of these false gods are that they see as false gods. Okay. Yeah, it could be material things is somebody's god, you know, and for someone else it's worshiping celebrities as your god who have trafficked children and sacrificed and did some foul shit. Thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. What is that song? Double Tap Pink. Did you take an electronic harassment device to somebody's pristine brass hat? What's happening to you? Do you feel this in return? Did we say that everything that you were going to do to hurt somebody who didn't deserve it, you were going to get back? Some people are experiencing it and you're taking it like a fucking boss. Thank you. For the men and women who were like, I did it, I was wrong, I don't even know what I was thinking attacking someone like this way. I didn't know it was like that. Farida. Somebody else, though, they keep feeling something. And it could be that they are now targeted by somebody through some other kind of reality. This could be virtual reality, or this could even be the spirit realm. I wonder if this creator is powerful enough to just say, look, whatever they did, I want you to do, and then they wind up leveling up somehow and going up higher. Could be. Are they walking around holding themselves a lot? It could just be metals with some type of electricity as well. And the heavy metal detox doesn't work. You know what I figured out when I listened to the heavy metal detox of Dr. Virtuals? There's some type of other language that's being said, if you focus, that's kind of alien language. And basically you're asking them to remove the heavy metals in your body, and I felt them coming out and being pulled out of my body through my feet. So what I realized is some of these things I was feeling was the result of listening to subliminals, clearing my DNA and whatever they said, you know what I mean? I'm an open woman, but I do know that all of this started from the government, okay, and other people involved with them. So please, you're not off the hook, but I'm grateful for those who also acknowledge that this is no way to treat a woman, that she has the right to say whatever the fuck she feels like saying, and that I'm the one at fault here. If she's exposing me and she's an angel and doesn't do much wrong, then I must be wrong at some point, you know what I mean? Or I was lied to, whatever it was. Penguin, they could be light-skinned. They could even be a priest or a pastor or something like that, which now you're dipping into the worst part of hell, from what I understand, are those who were fraudulent with a collar. Okay, I'm excited for this, and I feel like some people don't like women like this, and you're excited too. So for the men who get hard, knowing that women are being tortured, I mean the right women, have a little session for yourself. You know what I would say? Some of you know these women and you can't stand them. Ask them to show you them being tortured. Yeah, don't lose that side of yourself. We don't need angels all the time. Okay? Yep. And then we have... Huh. I see fat. What's F-A-T-T-O? Fatto. What is it with you? How is this woman even still alive? I think just her existing is torture. She hates herself, she hates her life. Did she call her daughter or her son or something like that fatto? You're just a big fucking fatto, or the dad. all of these things that she has said to people, it's this energy. Forget all that and the shooting darts and shit at someone's picture because you're just that fucking ugly. But everything that they have said has casted some type of curse and spell on them. Because, again, what this one here has some kind of, like, fucking armed, like she walks in a vault all day. You know, it's just like, pew, pew, and it just comes back. Now, they may let her feel it as some of these attacks were coming from not only above, I mean satellite, but below her, beside her, and then as if that wasn't bad enough, you had to do black magic and then create dolls and put them in fucking, I don't know, somebody created some kind of huge microwave. I just can't understand the hatred being like, for what? Either she talked about some things that you were doing, which makes you fucking wrong. When someone's like this, they are blameless to something else. All right, I want to make that clear. You don't get these damn near perfect in something or somebody's eyes. Okay, serious punishment for attacking someone like this, even if it's the men that are like this. Okay, it's just, but the Empress is more of a feminine, compassionate individual, which I remember saying, could you imagine there being no one on the planet that wants to help anybody anymore, or anybody that has any kind of empathy or compassion? And I feel like some cocky motherfuckers were like, good. Where are they now? That should be a good one. I'm going to do that one later on today. I'm going to take a break for myself. I cut the grass today. Yeah, it felt kind of good. And I'm going to spend some time outside. I don't know if it's windy. It looks pretty calm. I'm in kind of a dress type of thing where if it was a little windy, then my ass cheeks could be shown. But I am going to walk around the neighborhood just because I can. Let's find out what else somebody else is. Or if you have people just going blind, stay away from them. Okay? Don't take them to the fucking eye doctor. Don't give them your glasses. This is karma. All right. Anything else about Deuteronomy? Moses was 120 years old. There could be a Moses that is actually older than you think. I am so curious to know how long some of us have actually been carrying on lifetimes. Because I'm not the only one that was attacked with things that could have killed the entire planet. And you're still here. You got stronger. You know what I mean? It's like it activated things in you, and it molded all of these elements and things that were inside your body and created some type of friggin' new layer covering Oculum. Elon Oculum. And, oh my God. That could have felt like this is working against me. Like, did you feel at some point like, I wish that this shit would just kill me? What is something trying to tell me? With my personal situation, I believe, showing compassion to the wrong people, okay? Or connecting through this thing with people that were part of it, not knowing it, okay? So, I'm a pretty nasty, dark woman when I'm pissed. There are certain things even I can't do. I will never, ever, ever, and I want somebody to put this on me. I will never, ever attack verbally or physically somebody who did nothing to me personally. Okay? If I feel like someone is a threat to a bigger thing and I have proof, but when you do shit like this, see, a lot of these people didn't think they would ever be found out. And they're embarrassed. You should be mortified for doing shit like this. I love my legs. I love my tits. Did I mention my legs are amazing too? I'm just amazing. I'm that woman. I'm and any man that wants to be around me, you must be a hell of a motherfucker to even want to meet me. Okay? It could only be right. His eyes were not dim, nor his natural vigor diminished. Oh, some of you men could just represent, or the woman too. You represent Moses, right? They can't fuck with you. Oh, what's left? Hoj, and CQ. Let's find out another verse of the Bible that some people are experiencing. I may do this multiple times. I may do this maybe once or twice a week. I'll be right back. This is the coolest thing, right? I'm hitting there going, it's not this, it's not that. DS. And then here it says the 12 Ds of the devil. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. Dealing with doubt, depression, and discouragement. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Why do some Christians fall into deception and choose destructive paths? So this could be for Christians who were doing some devilish things. Deception, according to God's word, does not happen unexpectedly, but is related to 12 subtle steps the devil tries to trick believers into taking in order to destroy us. I call these the 12 Ds of the devil. The teaching is based on the scripture found in Hebrews 12:15. See it that no one misses the grace of God and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. Let's find out who this is. Let's bitterness is resentment or anger that lingers from injustices that happen to us. So there's bitterness, people feeling like I was done wrong. You're the only one. I get it. I can't stand people like this. There's another reason why I'm by myself. TF. BC. CM, MC, AN. I'm gonna flip out two more and find out what's going on. This feels like a PR. This feels like a group. ER. OS. LT. Is there another one here? Oh, we have OSWS. Oswald. Oswald or Oswald? Okay. Why? Mask off. Immediately, did anybody else get this? This thing where we were told to wear things, defile, you fooled many. For those of you who were behind that, creating this illness, putting it out there, trying to control the fucking masses like your God, something bad. Let's see. For the people who see this is where your faith and your this God. Where was this? Why were so many Christians? I feel like if the Creator could speak, this is what she would say. You claim to believe and trust, right? You won't get sick. You will not go hungry, and I mean, unless you're fucked up, you know what I mean? Some people think they can just do all kinds of fucked up shit, and then this God is going to go, well, you're going to eat either way. You understand? I don't know where you went off this path of believing in something that you never really truly believed in, but were so wholehearted about it. It's just awkward to people like me. But I believe that there were some people who, the ugliness seems to be a big thing here. I don't like my face. I want a reason to cover it. You know what I mean? It's a mix of things. There's a mix of sacrifice, right? For those of you who took all kinds of souls, I don't know who the fuck you thought that you were. I really don't. I can't even imagine thinking that you would have the right to take innocent lives like that. Like, I'm a soul collector. Who the fuck are you? Charles Wilding, who are you? You, sir. Excuse me. No chance of getting out. You might as well just keep doing what you do. There are many of you who have cursed yourself so much over periods of time that you don't have enough life left, in this one, to even think about knocking some of that off. So I would say this: whatever you have mastered, whether it's trash or it's actually something good because you were a scientist or inventors and you invented things to harm innocent people, you might as well just keep doing it. But may I remind you that there's something in place where when you do it, you're going to feel it 100 times worse. I don't know if that already started. It feels like it could have. I know I'm pissing people off. And the thing is this. I was pissed off often, okay? But I still have to have some type of... I have to have an actual personal reason. I can't just go and attack people. I assume that you'll be brought to me. This is just how I would do things, right? If I'm supposed to cross paths with you, I'm not going to go looking for you. That's time out of my day and my life. I just will not do it unless that hunt is completely warranted, right? It happens. This is greed. So what could we say? This would be you guys wanting to have healthy food for you. You're all connected to this, right? We deserve to eat good, and they don't. So what are we going to stick in the food? Possibly more of this. Could have even been in the food somehow. But just let's go back to your God, your creator. Why didn't any of you who wore these masks like this, why didn't you trust this all-powerful? Do you really believe that this God would have given you a mouth and a face for you to cover it because somebody else told you to? I couldn't believe my fucking eyes when I saw so many people. I didn't wear it, okay? I wore it on a job site, and when I went into stores, I would go in with it and I felt uncomfortable. I went with what I felt. I didn't care if people looked at me. Most people don't have the balls to call you out, unless they're with 5 other motherfuckers doing it. You know what I mean? They didn't have the balls to do that. Nobody said a word to me anywhere. Nobody. Except for at the Amazon building when I was doing some type of construction work. It was commercial. It was signs and stuff. But that was different. That was inside. To tell me to wear a mask outside in this huge, vast universe, like something's gonna cling on to me with this everything. Do you know how huge just the galaxy is? So what does that mean? Does that mean fucking aliens on Uranus also had the possibility of getting sick? Is this what we're saying? How come not? It upset me, and I was an angry upset that so many people were just so fucking just adhering. And nobody asked questions, or they did, but and then those who had no mask on were shunned. You can't come in here, you can't come to my home, you can't come to work. Go fuck yourselves. So you're the slave, right? And some of these people actually had crosses on. And what even blew my mind even worse was the fact that God's houses were shut, right? Churches were closed. It's woo. I thought that's where people went to get some kind of crazy, I walk in feeling like this and I walk out feeling, phonies. When they say that you half-ass fucking Christians, man. How many of you priests and pastors and shit had masks on because you didn't trust this God? Somebody has to just say it. I say it sometimes with some softener. And then other times I say it because I don't. This is my choice. I can have an attitude when I speak. I'm not saying names. And I can be kind. But what I found is when I'm kind, people take that as weakness, So it's a case-by-case basis with me, and it always will be. Let's see what else this is. I call these the 12 Ds of the devil. Where do they start? Disappointment. All right, I'm going to read some of this. Disappointment. Disappointment comes from unmet expectations. These could be expectations of what we believe God should do for us. We have of our spouse, our church, our children, friends, Christian leaders, or even of ourselves. The list goes on and on, but it all starts with the disappointment of unmet expectations. Not everything that you wish for, or the way you wish for it to turn out is going to turn out. There's something, these are sicknesses, I believe. Social sicknesses, internal things with each of us, okay? Not me. I'm not fucking spiritually sick, and I can honestly, I never have been. Never. But too many people are. They allow these things to agitate them, you know what I mean? Or you can't stop thinking about what somebody else has or who they have. It's overthinking also is a horrible sickness. But so you get disappointed. So you expect something and it's something else. But fucking grow up. Some of you are way too old and you are in positions of some type of power where it's embarrassing how you handled certain things. Proverbs, the pain of unfulfilled expectations. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. The pain of longing for something that seems unattainable. So do something to attain it then. All right? This I want to put in as little work as possible, but I want to get great things out of it. Breeds entitlement and just cocky behavior that's unacceptable to the right people. One of the main hindrances to living a victorious life happens when our wants and needs are threatened. When we are experiencing disappointment of unmet expectations from a person, we are tempted to get revenge. Some people are built to be that revenge. You have to just know, is this going to take from me? Is me getting revenge on this one am I going to lose? And for those of you who were losing and knew it and kept doing it, well, now we go into the laws of stupidity. I just want for a brief moment. All right, I'm going to stay here with this. And then we're going to talk about the stupid. Which I'm grateful for you, because we need that duality. Otherwise, everybody would seem grand like us. All right. Once again, if you're frustrated by what I'm saying, I'm not saying your name, then you must be the stupid or the lackey or the lesser. Okay. Laws of stupidity exist. Everyone underestimates the number of stupid individuals in circulation. I did as well. Okay, I concur. Whoever wrote this, thank you. Stupid people are dangerous because reasonable people find it difficult to understand the behavior. Stupidity can lead to significant consequences. Stupidity is often surprising, making it difficult for rational individuals to defend against it. And then for those of you who defend the stupid people, I'm not sure who's worse, really. Stupidity can rule the world. That's scary, as it can influence decisions and actions in society. So now here we are. But this is dumbing down and allow it. Well, I could do this, but there are more people like this. Now you're a follower. Do you see how bad this gets? So you started out as somebody that I didn't expect this, so I'm going to keep doing this even though I lose every day. Now you're stupid. You fall under a law. I like this one. Psychology spot. Thank you. This becomes a horrible virus inside, okay? The 5 basic laws. Where was this what I just saw? See, when I click on something, it's not what I thought it was. Oh, a stupid person is one who causes harm to other, right? Same time, without obtaining a benefit or himself, or even damaging themselves in the process. Let's talk about some type of example. I go to create road rage in you, right? Like someone's like, yo, someone's on the move. We need to get them locked up. Whatever you got to do. So now they're driving close to you, or they're throwing trash out, they're slamming on their brakes and shit like that. Next thing you know, they're not paying, they're so focused on you that somebody slams on their brakes in front of them, and now they run into the back of them. I forgot I had no license. I forgot I had a warrant. You know what I mean? But then these idiots are protected by other idiots with badges, and then the stupidity just now if there aren't people that stand up and go, this is how it's not done, and this is how it's done, I'm going to show you, the whole fucking planet just becomes stupid. I can't live like that, which is another reason why I'm by myself. I'm a genius. Non-stupid people always underestimate. the harmful potential of stupid people. I want to pull on this. All right, I underestimated you. I mean, I seen you acting stupid, you even dressed stupid, but there's a part of me that still had a little bit of hope. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because you're a loner like me. The death of a loved one. A spiritual leader who doesn't see God working the way he believes. These are the people who wanted a one world government, playing God. And I'm not sure how you get to that point. I don't know if you believed in that. It's different countries with different beliefs and different, but there usually is some type of thing that they bow down to. Usually it is. Until you get these other people who want the whole world to bow down to them. How I put my fucking life on the line, intervening with this, and the attacks that I got from even other countries, because what they wanted for us, I refuse to accept. I'm not going to constantly bring it up, but I want people to understand that the pain that I felt from a lot of this shit, and I even got some attacks from other beings because I believe that I was supposed to be something else here than what I am now. And that I even got it from them. That there was something else written to destroy a certain type of race. I do believe that. I believe I got attacked by something else because I went against protocol. Alright? It's what we do with our hurt that makes the difference in the future. We should forgive those who have hurt us because the Lord has forgiven us. Alright, whatever. What else? Discontentment. When we enter this stage, the grass looks greener. What were we pulling on here? This stupid thing. Alright. Tell me about what happened with this other person where someone's like, I'm how stupid you could be. This is someone you were married to or in some type of business partnership with. This looks like I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm tired of my head going down like this. You know what I mean? I really am. I want to be able to look up when it comes to you. But you do realize that you reflect on me, right? This could be, what is this? I'm disappointed that, what's with this death? There's a lawyer that was exposing something. And whether this is they actually killed her or that you were a victim of this thing. You could have looked like this. Like, I'm going to attack. This could even be a partner in a law firm that somebody was intimidated by and shit like that. So I'm gonna attack you, but I mean I'm losing. Look, I'm this motherfucker eating food off the ground at some point. Look at this shit. Like that's a cheesesteak. That looks kind of good, right? Looking like they're dying. This could have even been that they were hitting people with radiation because the sun is here. This could even have been attacking the sun, so everybody was attacked and shit. Now they're getting sick and everything like that. But I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. There are people who even put it on themselves, and the universe is like, bet. I like losing. They fucking said this shit. Some people said it. Was that Garrett? Or I like losing. Oh, ha, ha, ha. The universe gives you what you wish for. I'm just trying to explain to you how this is. It's a complete mirror of you. All right? So when you say, just like when I said, get more. There was no spiritual protection from that because I wanted to show people that you're not going to fucking scare me into keeping my mouth shut, okay? Now, certain things that cards flipped out here, I kind of just went with, you could tell that I felt uncomfortable with certain things because I refused to expose my family, okay? And I guess all this will come out, but some of them wound up in jail constantly trying to set someone else up to get arrested. Some of them wound up in psych wards, just locked up somewhere because they either were fucking around with cops doing it. For some of you cops, you're going to wind up getting arrested who did this shit repeatedly, and you have no remorse at all. I know you think that something is protecting, that someone may be removed or they may have a heart attack or something like that. You never know how this shit is going to go, okay? And there aren't many of you at this point. But some of you are still kind of like la-di-don, and I think you can tell by looking at some people's faces that they're just not on board with what we're doing now, and they're a fucking liability. You have to remove all liabilities from your life. What is the point? Let's get into what an actual liability is. I don't like closing out the... Oh, fuck it. Nope. Liability synonym. I'm always comfortable with those. Answerability, hindrance. You're a handicap. A burden, an inconvenience. Maybe if you said, like, liability sounds like the sugar-coated version of that, you know? You make my life worse. So then we have this, all right? People going to jail and shit like that, saying, I don't mind, man, I got my meds, I got my food and shit like that. Cool, well, the universe said this. Well, you're going to be a return visitor then, because you're attacking someone who didn't deserve it. You're not allowed to attack somebody. Let's say that somebody pissed you off. Because I feel like there are people who were told the truth about themselves. You weren't attacked. You were told truth about you. And some of you, your names were never said. You are the person that they were talking about, and you chose to retaliate. You thought you were bad. I refuse to get OWL, O-W-L, Owlet. Is that what she put? Your daughter? O-W-L-E. I'm not sure if there's two T's, but it's E-T-T-E or something like Owlet. Discouragement. Let's talk about the discouragement. I'm discouraged. Easily discouraged, but this is a quitter to me. This is somebody that, if it's not easy, I don't want to do it. But for those of you with the math thing, if you're planning on trying to do this shit again, nobody's going to comply. Nobody's going to comply. Okay? Because we are greater than that when we're all together. And people, the second time, it's not going to be the same. All right? Discouragement. Wake up dreading the day ahead. This is also a liability. You have somebody like this, hey, what's up? Even if you're just like, and they're like, hey. I mean, how do you stay with someone like that? At the very least, start pulling away from them so that they can tell that you're just not down with that. At the very least. But to spend all this time with that person and take that on with intention, our view of life goes from full color to black and white. We feel like staying in bed, pulling the covers over our heads. We feel the first stages of depression coming on. Our motivation for life seems to be draining away. Things we enjoyed in the past, la-di-da-di-da. But those who hope will renew their strength. This is somebody where you're just hopeless all around. Who the fuck wants to be around somebody? Like, eventually you turn into the loser, with the stupidity. Let's find out what's up with this. Who is completely discouraged and what's going on? Snitch. Must not be a poor choice is sticking up. Must not be a lot of kickback. Good kickback from doing this for whatever reason. Let's just find out. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. If we do not face the truth of our bitterness, we will soon enter into the stage 4 of the 12 Ds of the devil. Doubt. So let's get into this. I'm discouraged. I used to be a snitch. What are these people changing? There's nobody to snitch on. I feel like people are just content. Some people are snitching on themselves before somebody else can do it. It's like taking power of something. Yeah? Like, I get it. Not giving a fuck is better than revenge. Okay. So whoever snitched and whatever this was that happened, you could be wanting to get revenge on somebody. Storyteller. I don't know if they did snitch though. Or they're the jailhouse snitch. A career snitch. I'll flip letters out. Advocate. Oh. You know what this feels like? Your PO. Or, your therapist. For the cops who go to some type of therapy and you are involved in some heavy fucking gang stalking shit, targeting with these other cops. I don't know why I got into this. I don't know what's going to happen. You could be telling some things to a therapist, Sheila, Do you keep any fucking thing to yourself besides the Hostess and the Twinkies and shit like that? That's hidden in some drawer of your desk, but you claim to be on a diet. People can tell your ass is bigger than it's ever been. Somebody's sneaking them up, and they have the garter belt and shit. You know what I mean? There's what's a devil dog for Monday and a fucking Twinkie for Wednesday. You're just a fraud all around, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But you are now, don't talk to anybody who's fucking recording you. I don't care if they're a shrink. I don't want you recording my session. In fact, I don't even think I need you. People are healing themselves in weird ways from mental illness. Okay, they could be asking somebody to help them with that, or just give them direction, and they could be actually getting direction this time. Pisces. This looks like City Hall and shit though to me. Let's find out what part of, well, this is the 12 Ds, right? But I want to see what else they flip out. Yeah, we're at an hour already. PU, excuse me. This is PU, and it's the Book of Paul, I'm guessing, but I don't agree with everything that's in here. Some of the shit is just weird, and it's kind of hypocritical. But it says, I know how Christians should live their lives. And for me, Christian with this isn't necessarily somebody who goes to church, believes in Jesus Christ. This is just somebody who lives their life spiritually in a certain way. Christian communities such as discipline, unity, and spiritual growth. How many of you live in a community where you feel like it's united? And how many churches, though, if we're going to go that route, there? How many people who claim to be godly men and women are just, and your fucking communities are being destroyed? Who's holding these communities together? For the people in the churches, once you leave, do you even care what the fuck is going on in the community? Do any of you, after whatever this thing is, you just rattle off, and some of you started putting your own spin on it because it was becoming embarrassing that I'm just reading from a book, you know what I mean? I went to a Baptist church in the Bible Belt of Southwest Virginia and shit, and I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it because he told stories metaphorically about what he was. It was different for me there. But I'm talking about the people who just read shit out of the Bible and then just collect shit. It's a ritual to take money off of the people in the community who come there for help. I'm not coming here for help. Somehow I left fucking $50 in a basket. You know what I mean? I only had 100. Maybe I'll get this back tenfold. Never happens. Because that building is just a building with some shit in it. That's it. There's a fucking emaciated cat on a cross. You know what I mean? They're drinking blood. They're fucking cannibalism on 100, right? Let me eat the body and drink the blood. Hello. Let me get some incense and chant some shit. Nobody realizes it's a ritual. And they may not even, priests and shit may not even realize it. Most of you actually thought that you were doing some type of work for some other being. And you still do. Some of you still do. It's just a belief in something greater and a belief that something has to change. And I think some of your beliefs changed where I watch the words that I say because I feel now. And when I say certain words, I don't feel right. It could be Jesus or just God or whatever. The role of the Spirit, Paul emphasizes the importance of the Holy Spirit, which for me is just being balanced mind, body, and spirit. I just saw something huge, black friggin' mass fly past my window like it was a deity or an entity, just black mass. I don't know if somebody watches or watches through my eyes is possible, but I'm not sure. You could rewind it and look and see what I just saw. All right. Empowering believers to live a life that reflects their faith, which a lot of you didn't do. You put on the costume and you said things, oh, Lord Jesus, okay? Or Jesus will help us. God is always here. And then some things started happening with you guys and you thought you were being punished for something. See, this is the fucking brainwashing where, well, we must have done something wrong. Do you know what this does to your vibration? Do you know what this does when it comes to just bringing in effortless things like that? You feel shameful, you feel guilty. It's a horrible way to live through life. I refuse to give up my fucking life for some cat that some book said gave his life for me. I'm going to have to speak with you personally. See, some of you are like this with other things, but not with that. I think it just became easy, that's all. It just became easy to believe that there was something greater because we are codependent that way. We just pass the buck on to that cat. You know what I mean? Expectation of Christ's return and provides guidance on how believers should prepare for it. Yeah, salvation keeps me waiting. Who fucking cares? You know what I mean? This idea of being saved, though, I feel like this is salvation, is the afterlife. So I can just do whatever. I can roam free, and there's no consequence. See, they don't talk about karma with this thing, and that's a problem. That's all there is. If people were more in tune with the idea or the belief of everything you do comes back to you, instead of just do what you want, and as long as you believe in me, I'll take care of you in the afterlife. Do you know how many souls are trapped because they were expecting this? I know I've said it before. If you don't fucking like it, get into something else, Sonia. It's like you're molesting my fucking essence. All you do is focus on what I'm saying, doing, how I'm wiping my ass, what I'm wearing with this thing. I'm going to have them block that. It's going to be blocked. You're not going to be able to pay attention to me anymore, and you are going to get 302. Now, people know you that don't like me, and they're going to intentionally not 302 you, and you're going to wind up hurting somebody that they know. This is just how shit works. But how many people have done this? I actually believe, as a priest, that I can put my fucking hands on a little boy or a little kid, and that because I believe, I'm all right after I die. I can't, there's no fucking way in hell or heaven or anywhere in between that you could actually believe what you're practicing and doing this shit. And for the people who return to church, knowing that some priest got arrested or exposed and shit, but yet you judge non-Christians for smoking fucking pot. Let me round you guys up. Do you realize how bad this got with judgment and then telling everybody else that they need to repent? That's all some of you fucking people do, is you talk about other people needing to get yourselves right. Are you fucking right? Some of you actually believe that you were, until some people started talking about, or maybe you were shown things that you did. How quickly we forget, you know? That's all I've ever heard from Christians in my life was repent, sinning, rosary, this, that, or the other. Well, let's talk about you. Oh, bless your heart. Well, fuck you too. That's what that means as far as I'm concerned. It's a nice way of saying. So, let's get into the doubt with this. Well, those of you who are so tapped into me that you can't, you're going to have to hear this. Okay? You're phonies, and I can't stand it. And I know what's killing a lot of it is that you know for a fact what my DNA, what my genetic makeup is, and that you actually have to answer to somebody that's not this long-haired fucking robe-wearing cat, huh? Growth of energy. We're going with doubt with this, right? So this is the danger zone spiritually. It is in this stage that we become cynical and question biblical teachings that have been completely settled in our hearts in the past. But I'm not even going to read this. I'm telling you now that the doubt is what you're capable of. Your belief. When I say things, and people can tell, I don't doubt it. If I say it, it is. This is how I've been over centuries, it feels like. Which is why I've become the person that I am. You understand? I'm not sure if it was something that was chosen by a greater thing. If it was that I may have landed here first during the Big Bang, which would have given me more experience to just call shit out and get messages pure. You know what I mean? With not tainted and shit, and having a clear, and being loyal to that. And then every existence after that, being the same type of person, could deem one as something badass. The loyalty and the consistency and the belief. And doing and creating things that are for everybody. For what's your name? Lana? How old are you? Are you 30 fucking something years old? Because I can feel you go, well, what about these dark beings? If I could slap the fuck out of you anytime before I die in this lifetime, I would. I can't stand fucking females like you. In fact, I hate women like you. But I'm going to answer you and I'm going to shut you up. Maybe you didn't pay attention while you were so zen into me. There are things created in the universe through, like the Big Bang, energy, molecules, atoms, neutrons, gases, right? Just this could even be blank state, air mass, where there's nothing going on, and now these things fly through it. Okay, the thing with someone like you is you're a fucking know-it-all. You don't leave any room for the possibility that other things are possible that just haven't been explained yet. But since I know who I am, I'm going to that's exactly what it is. They're not necessarily created, but here's the thing. Maybe the creator realized that you need dark and light in order to keep balance. It keeps people in check. If you had only light, people wouldn't be tested. Do I have to really explain this to a fucking 32-year-old? How many of you are out there like this? How many of you goddamn females are like this? And even for you dudes that act like chicks like this, you might as well just be a female. My least favorite individual on the planet is somebody that cuts someone else off with something that means nothing. It's like, if you're going to cut me off, make it interesting. Make it worth it for me to say, okay, well, you know what? I will allow this. But for like, you ask the question, and then while someone's answering, you're already interrupting. You would, when this was acceptable and it was easy to pay off people, you would just get dropped in some way, or you would get drugged somewhere just for that. You understand? There's certain situations where it may have been a little overboard, but needed. I see now how needed it is, because if you're the result of that, we're in fucking trouble. Yeah, I just want to remind you, I have a disdain for females like you, and I will never ever give you my time, ever. Doubt. This may be a 2-hour doubt. Destined to win the lottery. Who's doubting this? You stopped getting tickets because you didn't win within 5 or 6 months. But the question here is, what are you doing in life where something's coming back to you? You have to assume this. With growth of energy, whatever energy is in your field, can you see in this card here how it's just circulating and circulating? This is how important this is, okay? Without you having to prey on people who did win, you know what I mean? Throw them in jail and then take their shit and stuff like that. To actually just do it yourself requires some type of giving and some type of positive something. I mean, you can't hop from child to child, you know what I mean? And decapitate good people and then expect to win the fucking lottery. It just doesn't work that way. It's something that you're attracting, which is great luck when you win the lottery. Tell me about this. Children. Messing around, going back and forth. This is even transporting children. Some of you can't figure out why you're not winning, and you have thrown children in the back of vehicles or taken them somewhere. You've lured them somewhere. Yeah, some of you have killed some of them. Some of you have snuck into their rooms and done shit. You will never win the lottery this way. Yep. Look, some of you hide and shit like that in the room. Who hides in a child's closet? Listen to me, Nigel. You take a fucking ice pick. Do you hear me? You go on the property. Isn't there a garage or shed? And you find, I don't care if it's something lame. The universe is going to bring you something. And you keep that shit in your fucking hand while you're sleeping. You put that thing right in this motherfucker's neck. You understand? Don't you ever take that shit. Where's your mom? Well, you might want to take her out too and just... Something tells me wherever you're at, some members are going to wind up finding out about this and they're going to take you in. If you have a dangerous situation, sometimes they will, and they'll train you to be an assassin. All right. stealth vigilance, though, you're gonna have to be a slave to them for a little bit until they want to see you defend yourself without being disrespectful and know that you took everything in. I believe that you refused also, for those of you who are destined to win the lottery, for those of you who aren't messing with this kind of stuff, you're still wondering, like, I had a dream about it, or I even had a reading or something, and you trusted the reading. This is my belief because of what I found out and what I've seen, right? This is amazing, but the doubt thing is killing you. You're doubting this because there's something here where you were shown things like, I can't spend time with this one. They have an effect on me, or they have bad luck happening. And you were told to stay to yourself and shit like that. Maybe eat a little better and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like maybe you go back and forth with this. But what's killing you the most is the fact that you don't really believe that you are fated for this. See, they don't even show lottery winners anymore. You know, most people don't put my name on some shit because then I get attacked or everybody expects me to, but there's always something watching and they will try and take it in some way. Try. But if that's another thing. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Now, I'm not sure if it was that people didn't want their names publicly, or if they just stopped announcing winners because they want it to be more silent because their plan is to get it from you. Someone's plan is, this is the world that we live in now. It won't stay this way. There's going to be a huge drop coming in the next year or two. And it could be asteroids. It could be just something that was fated. It could be that, this is crazy, but everything's a possibility, that the outcome of all of these experiments and stuff and putting shit out there we're breathing in for people who weren't disciplined when it came to removing it, or even being worthy of some kind of supernatural med bed fruit, right? Because I felt this last night and didn't realize how important it is to be on the good side with these types of beings. But that they may wind up being able to just shut certain people off all at once. Because I believe that they're always creating something. They're creators, just like we are. We're just in different bodies, that's all. They're on different planets, galaxies and shit, and I even believe that there are people who look kind of human in other places. A little bit different, right? And they wanted you single. This doesn't have to come in the form of a lottery, though, but you're destined for something. You can feel it. This could be, you need to be by yourself to get this trust, or you need to be by yourself before the business will be handed over to you, which could be like winning the lottery. Something else, Taurus possibly, Pisces will not allow for people to use you or to set you up to get hurt or tied up while they get your information and bank information and shit. And don't forget when I said, when you come into something financial, you don't have to show it all. You understand? As long as cash is still here, they're not going to be able to get rid of cash. There's something else blocking something, and it will continue to be that way. We're not slaves to this. You understand? You come into something, you get a fucking safe, and you put just enough in the bank. Or that's what they think you have. You know what I mean? Who cares if they know you won the lottery? They can't force you to nobody can force you to put money in a fucking bank. All right? Nobody. And what you do is, you make it known. Anybody trying to force me to do something with this money against my will be met with the utmost of resistance and harsh judgment. That's just the way it is. You have to say it, think it, believe it, though. And the constant overthinking is creating doubt. You have to distract yourself and shit like that. It's like, I feel like secretly you're constantly worried about money. You have to move as if you already have it, which is how you do it, especially if you don't have a lot. Instead of looking at what you don't have, you're going to have to look at what other people have that you have better. You have to reprogram your mind. Instead, this is what I do. I look around like I'm grateful that I have. I mean, I'm grateful for bath wash and shit like that, you know? This doesn't come from loss. This is just who I am as a person. I look at everything. I'm grateful, okay? I'm sleeping on the floor at my parents' house. But god damn it, I was in a fucking porta potty in 20-degree weather and shit, shivering, going into some kind of septic shock. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like that, which is why I always have things work out for me. And while things were working out for me, of course, there were people trying to stop me from getting what's supposed to be mine, but that's dissipating now. It's either a mix of dissipation and removal by some people. Okay. Because I don't feel like these people that you're around really like you too much. And I think that these people, there even could have been a situation where you're spending time with some family members who kept some money from you, and they're breadcrumbing you and making you feel like, we'll do you a favor, you can stay here, or you can work 2 days a week here with dad or fucking grandpop or something like that. It just feels like you're made to believe that you weren't a part of something. And there's a possibility that whoever these people aren't supposed to be a part of what you're supposed to receive. See what I'm saying? How important it is. And if you can't leave and say, I'm living there, you have to let it be known that you refuse to give any of your time unless it's your choice. You know what I mean? When you handle it a certain way, it always works out. People don't respect when you jump to it. They don't respect you. You think you're doing a favor because you're staying in someone's home, but I mean, if you're just quiet and you're respectful and you explain things respectfully, they may not see that side. You know what I mean? It's not you telling them this is my way, but it's like, well, I didn't know this, or I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? And your delivery is everything when it comes to something like this. What's after doubt? Disbelief. Well, shit, isn't that the same thing? Isn't doubt and disbelief the same thing? Disbelief or unbelief is the final form of doubt. There we go. We have trouble believing those who represent God in the scriptures, whatever, tells us, beware, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart and unbelief in departing from the living God. Now, this to me, with the way that it's worded, is that this God thing is just the kind of who you are as a being. Okay? That you remove yourself from who you were created to be initially. Some modern-day cults have been started by former Bible-believing Christians who have fallen into the trap of these 5 steps and ended up in disbelief. All right. These cults deceive millions because it starts with a leader who experienced some type of disappointment that grew through these stages until the person or persons who were disappointed initially became deceived and went on to deceive many others. Like, this is passing the buck. This feels like the bullying thing too, where I didn't like being treated that way. Instead of being who I wanted that person to be, I'm going to go now and treat someone else this way, and then feel entitled to get angry that I would. Do you see how stupid this is? Once again, when you do this, you fall into the laws. It's stupid. You didn't like being stolen from, so you steal from others. What a way to move that shit out, huh? You didn't like being sexually assaulted, whether it be a child or an adult, but now you do it to others. I can't fucking. I refuse to try because it says something about who I am to even try to understand. I just want to skip over this delusionment, huh? During this stage, we want to quit. Another epidemic of quitting. It may be a marriage or a ministry we have believed the Lord had called us to do. That's odd that would put that in there. I feel like they would leave that out just because. Just in case somebody like me came across this shit. Maybe some of you weren't meant to be speakers of God. Who knows? Maybe you were supposed to be the duality, the other side, the darker side. Some people are. Everybody has some type of thing here. They're here for some type of role before they force the world to be a stage. I don't know if somebody did that because I said it, or if it's just people going, what can we do now? What movie can we act out? Who said something that I don't like that now we can work off of that? don't know who started it. I don't need to know. It's just real weird right now with that. Church, occupation, or family involvement. I am forgotten like a dead man out of mind. I'm a broken vessel. Boo fucking who. This would be delusions of grandeur when it comes to playing the victim. I hate this shit. Let's just do it. Alright, tell me about this victim, these victims. We feel like we're in a dark hole. But you can move yourself out of darkness. Let's just say you stumble into a cave and it's dark. You come back the fuck out where it's light. Laziness, teacher and explorer, knowledge, adventure, something. Do something. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Huh. People don't like to be taught. I only like to do the teaching. These are the people who, I'm 30 years older than you. I'm 60 years older than you. My soul could be older than yours. You could be a new incarnation. And the way you move, it kind of says something like that. The way that you're just so set in your goddamn ways and you won't take in any information tells me that there's no way that you're an old soul, because old souls are always open to gaining wisdom and learning. That's how you can tell. You could have a 6-year-old that's an older soul than this 90-year-old caddy's. Explore the other options. It is the delusionment of. Now, listen, for those of you who just like your simple lives and shit, and you don't, these would be people who are agitated inside. They don't really like what they're saying they like. They're not happy, and they don't believe in what they say. It agitates their spirit, and they become miserable and just unnecessary in most situations. Gel pens. Somebody made a big deal over people changing pens to something. I miss the old pens and shit like that. And somebody was, a feather that's 108 years old and shit like that. Miserable. Maybe sometimes we just live too long, and you just become miserable. But let's see what this is with the pens. This could even be ink. Like getting tats and shit like that. Like delusionment. Delusionment. Hold on. Number 7, the 12 deception. Wait. Okay. This is also somebody who refuses to get tattoos because you feel like you could be opening your body up to other things. If you believe that, that is it. This is how important belief is. Not just in some being or a universe, but just belief in everything. You're going by someone else's belief and then making decisions about your own life accordingly. It may be true. Let's just say this. Let's just say I put a pentagram and a Baphomet. Oh, it's my kind of tat. On myself, or I'm dating somebody with it. Does that bring bad luck to me? Well, first you're judging somebody. And it doesn't even sound like you. It sounds like an aunt or a mom or something like that. It's even worse. The crazy thing is they could have not one tat, whoever's saying that you watch out for them, but they did some pretty fucked up shit they just haven't shared. Maybe they forgot. So yeah, we force ourselves to forget things like that. Let's say that you have the Baphomet on you. You do this. You're some winged creature. And it doesn't look like an angel, but it's got wings. It's good enough for me. And you feel some type of thing on you. Deal with it. Learn to control it. I don't know what else to say. You're going to let this shit dictate whether you put something on your body like that? Piercings? Because somebody else said something? Let's say you get a piercing and someone's like, oh, it's hard to wash that. Well, are you fucking washing it? Did I ask you to get in there and scrub this shit? This is my body. What are you telling me? Let's say it is, and you get some kind of infection. You deal with it. This is part of life. I think that too many people want this easy, no problems, with no solutions, then, which means you don't use your brain as much, kind of life where everything's just handed to you and shit. You become something undesirable to the right kind of people when you're like that. Some of you I want to do that thing where I just walk into the woods. But the world is so weird. Am I protected by this being and shit if I go into the woods? This is where it gets weird, because if every move that you make is based off of whether you're protected by some supernatural force, and you mix that with the world we're in today, I don't think that you'll do as much. Exploring and learning with the teacher and shit requires you to be a free spirit, which requires a level of fearlessness with that, and the acceptance of running into things. When you're a master at problem solving, naturally you almost anticipate, and without saying it, because you don't want to put that on yourself, but you prepare already for that. And it doesn't mean, okay, well, let me think about what could go wrong and then bring things. It means, let me just see what happens. Maybe I'll wind up finding some crazy shit on the ground, and that's supposed to happen that way. It's unknown shit. Most people aren't comfortable with that. They need to know everything, and then you act like you know everything, and now you wind up just by yourself, like this fucking broad sitting here with a stick, walking through a shallow river and shit. Nobody wants to be around me. Yeah, I cause too many fights and too many problems. This could go into deception. And then with the pens, it could just be a lot of forgery, fake documents, deceiving people, and now nobody will even fight with you. Yeah, you could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo male, or an older male. Pisces possibly too, getting into some really dark shit and stuff like that. And I don't know, somebody could wear a weird jacket with flowers on it, or fruit. Here she is again, this woman. These are also men who don't feel like they can learn from a woman. You are wrong. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but this could have been a sickness that was starting. And I just don't feel like it's as heavy as it used to be, because there are women proving that wrong. Thank you. Deception. I learned something. Somebody learned something by watching you taking a walk somewhere. Did you have a stick, or were you like just water or playing with grass or something? It feels like somebody watched you. Somebody drew you. This is when the masks were heavy. I don't feel like you wore one. I think everybody else, so you stuck out. You helped a lot of people take them off, is what I feel like, just by doing it. I'm not sure if you have a platform or anything, or you spoke publicly, but you help people, you help free people from that. Like, I like my face. Right? Am I getting more sick by breathing in my breath? I don't brush my teeth 5 times, 6 times a day. It's probably not good. Am I rotting my teeth? It's going to my mouth, right back into my nose. Some people started breaking out. Like, just give me this thing. You know what I mean? And let me see if that could be a better result. So, they drew you. Whew. He did this. Somebody was combining what they saw of you in their mind or in some dreams with what this feels like a really dark drawing of a beautiful woman. So either they changed your features, or it started out with you. She just looks real kind of into nature and minding her own business. And this guy, are you a sketch artist, or you're an artist? I don't know. What happened? What happened here? Do you already have a problem with this woman or something? It started happening as he was drawing. I don't know what the hell this is. You're nowhere near as dumb as I've been told. So So, this guy could have been somebody that is just not good looking enough for you. He could have been interested in you, and with the gel pens, it could have been just kind of like lies, editing, stuff written about you, possibly typed about you, shit like that. You know, lots of useful information, like what liquor stores are open in the morning. All right, he could have been told that you were an alcoholic and shit like that. If this wasn't drawing, this was somebody taking some kind of pictures and then it feels like adding stuff. They could have even had you with liquor. They're showing me somebody sitting in nature because you didn't really have much option, but they were telling people that you were drinking or taking alcohol with you, or that you were doing drugs and shit like that. You know, it was what I'm feeling. Deception. Who is this, please? Or this happened to you, older man? When we enter the stage of deception, we believe lies about ourselves and about others. Deception almost always has roots from an unmet expectation, perhaps from years earlier. The seed of deception sprouts roots and grows until it becomes a large plant and sets up for the next stage. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Whatever a man sows, he will also reap. This is not the end. There are still 5 more stages to go. Unless we get a hold of the root of our problem, we'll enter another one. Disobedience is the next one, but let me get some letters for who this is for, or who did it. DG. GD. Oh my god. DP or PD. It's always these letters. FN or NF. This comes out a lot too. Naya or Nia Fetter or Ferndale or something like that is one of them. DPN. Fuck it. Right. Dinner plate nipples. Could be. They could have edited your tits so that you have like friggin' triple gold coin size nipples. Mine are perfect. I love my tits. I have perfect tits. I have a perfect ass. I'm perfect. With imperfection. In the right places. But I'm perfect to me. You know what I mean? I don't expect anybody else to view me that way. It's enough for me to, which keeps me from being cocky and hostile. Yeah. What else do we have? Double pointed needles. I'm not sure if you want to use that for the spitter. That would be a great idea, the double pointed needles. Just in case you're real far away and it flips. Then it doesn't matter how it lands, right? Okay. Dinner plate nipples. Gee, these ortivores look so... Alright, let's find out. Did they watch you get dressed? Dinner plate nipples, please. Elaborate. Oh, that's a... Look at... I'm telling you, somebody watched you. There's a lot of nakedness here. Has someone been watching you since you were a child? I think they're like this, though. I think they are. Somebody didn't like that, or they paid attention to somebody else. Somebody else could have learned some shit about you and was like, The adventure could have just been finding things out about you, and they don't usually do that. But they didn't want any kind of fighting and stuff, you know what I mean? I don't feel like they wanted a woman who causes problems in public, so they could have created something saying that you did that. Your nipples and shit, somebody edited your tits to look like their wives. What else would you have to go by? But you know that the thing where you can pull this, you know that you can do that. What was that photo editor? It was one of them photo editors where you can actually like pull your face to stretch. You just put your finger, your ass could be bigger and shit like that. But they started getting styluses instead of their fingers so that they could be more precise in how they tried to make somebody who's naturally beautiful or handsome look like possibly them or somebody that they are with to make them feel better. What else do we have here? Besides the nipples. Now somebody's like, yay! Somebody already saw this shit. Alright? I'm telling you, your nipples could be like this. Look at her. Alright? And I feel like you have curves or you're shaped like a woman. You don't have a washboard stomach. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be with a guy. And I feel like you defend that shit too. Somebody defended you. This could be somebody that was with you before. Or somebody else saw you naked without the editing and said, nah, my friend. As I said, my friend. And I don't want to get involved with this, but I can't let this go on any longer. Do you know how beautiful this moment is? Thank you. And what is it? Put your clothes. You could go either way. I feel like you dress conservative and you dress with things that are tight. Oh, the shit that was told about you. You could have some Native American in you. I feel like you could wear sexy lingerie too. They're just showing me different types of styles. You don't have just one style. You know those people that wear their styles the same every day, all day? Whatever that is for you, if that makes you comfortable and you're happy, I love you. If you're putting good out, okay? But there are people who are miserable like this. It's like, yeah, just taupe. It's just khaki. It's just black. But more so the style. Okay? Somebody wants somebody that can go from, you could wear a Carter dress. And then you could wear nothing. You know what I mean? Or you could wear something, a cocktail dress. And then you could wear a ripped t-shirt and jeans with boots. You know what I mean? You could wear a sundress. The element of surprise has been taken away in a lot of relationships. There's no mystery, there's no surprise. It's very, very, what's it, predicted? Yeah, it's predictive, predictable, and I don't feel like there's nothing left here to do. That's when you know something has run its course. Seven of Cups. Many options. Many hats, many personalities, I could be like this, one day, I could be very serious when it comes to business, right? When I have to have fun, I do. You don't mix that shit all the time, but sometimes you can, a little bit when you feel people out, but this feels like I'm different every day. I dress different according to how I feel, which is why, and I care how I feel. I have to feel good in what I'm wearing or I won't wear it. And if I'm forced to wear something, I'll alter it to make myself feel as good as possible. And this is why you give off this other thing. This is amazing. Which people like you often are, what are we on? Deception? Discord. There we go. When we no longer living by the word of God, fuck that. Again and again, the plots of Hollywood movies center on discord between fathers and sons, husbands and wives, and brothers and sisters. It's part of programming. Like, I'm not supposed to get along with this person. And then it turned into, I'm not supposed to be with a woman. I mean, everywhere I look, it's gay this, homo this. I see commercials and shit where the women are dressed in just frabby shit and they don't even look like they have filters on them. And then you see the two guys in the shit that's like, you know, they're dressed to the nines and they're all, hey. Programming you to believe that, leave them alone. Certain men refuse, and I love this. In this stage, there will be major people issues, broken relationships, and more. Unmet expectation. Expectation and entitlement with all of this is disastrous when it's not controlled. Anything is disastrous when it's not controlled. We no longer connect or in our initial bitterness with our current issues. If you can leave that behind, this is why I say when you leave something and if you feel you don't go on to the next thing or person and take that with you. Do something. Listen to a song, sing, get out, take a walk, shake it the fuck off, scream, hit something or someone that deserves it with a bat, and get it out, and then move on. You clear that out. Listen to a frequency, whatever this you can do. Watch out for those who cause division and create obstacles contrary to what they have been taught. Avoid them. And I'm going to add in, at all costs. Why would you even want to be around them a little bit? Somebody that causes division and creates fights between people. Hey, I would go out by myself to a 5-star restaurant before I would take somebody like that with me. Let's say there's nobody left and I run into your ass and you just go, I'm telling you, like, oh, I'm going to eat. Are you going to by yourself? Oh, yeah? Oh, you want some company? Not sure yet. So what'd you do? Oh, I don't know. If I hate my family and I broke a window and I throw this out. See ya. I don't even know if you're going to get that out of me. I just may about face and move. But some of you choose to be around people like this. Like, you see that they only cause problems. That's the first person I call. You could be just like that and not realize it, or you're well on your way. Dysfunction. Is this it? Despair. Yeah, it's probably the last one I'm going to do today. I can feel the pain in my body from either picking up on certain people this message is for on that side, or just a lot of openings and vortexes and shit happening because of how tapped in I am with this while I do this. Dysfunction. Ironically, we can be entirely functional in one area, but be completely dysfunctional in one. If you can master the art of being only choosing things in your life where there's functionality, you can alleviate all of this other shit. Guilty or not guilty. We'll talk about the dysfunction. I don't know if this is erectile dysfunction. I believe that's what they want to tap into for somebody first. I don't believe it is. We're going to go both ways, because I do feel like there are some women that are like, well, I know it's not me. It can't be me. Either you're gay, or you're cheating, or there's something wrong with you. I mean, look at me. Can you please just admit that? All right? Dysfunction. Lake. This could be somebody who's experiencing that Bible verse in their life. They're not going to tell you. In fact, that's another reason that I left out or didn't think of. You must be going through something that you're not sharing with me. So, if you're not sharing this with me, it could be like this. They're not sharing something with you that they got involved in that could put your life in danger. That head wasn't working properly when they made these decisions. Now this head isn't working properly, and this is something else. When you asked for some sign, I don't think you knew it was going to come in the form of a limp dick. This means there's nothing there. There's nothing that there's no life here yet. Yeah. Moving on. Okay, that's for somebody in particular. I don't want to keep doing that. I don't like talking about that. And then I'm going to do one for the man who the woman swears that it's not her. Rainforest in reverse. You know, there's another side to this, which is you being a little bit something. You know what I mean? Now, I said before, if someone's going to say, oh man, they're driving, there's something wrong with you too. But there are situations where they're a little out of the normal, where I don't feel like I get that out of you, so that you don't get it out of me. Maybe I'm mirroring you and your drive, and, maybe your drive causes a limp, and that's it, and it's really that simple. King of Cups. With the Lovers, I've never had problems before like this. So some of these men have been with men and women, or did things with they got more reaction out of a man. It just is what it is, and it doesn't mean that they're gay. It just means that you could be coming off as more manly than some of their male friends that you're claiming that this man is gay and he wants to spend all this time. The way you act, the way you handle things, the way that you dress, the way that you move around, it screams man. So when he's ready to get in bed with you, he's thinking that he's getting in bed with a masculine person. It's not the kind of masculine some of us women have to be in order to deal with certain things. It's a different type of masculine. That's why that's not always their fault, and they're not always cheating. You know what I mean? It's like the first thing you think is, you can't get it up from me. What you should be thinking when that happens is, what did I do that this is happening? Let me, but first what you need to do is check yourself in the mirror, check all, right? It could be you. And if you know it's not, then it must be him. Or it could just be that this just doesn't fit. It doesn't have to be him either. There's a receiver, right? This is like an electrical thing. There's a male and a female part. If there's no spark, there's nothing when this happens. Something's just not working right. You could just chalk it up as that instead of blaming sides. I don't even want to get into it anymore. I'm starting to experience horrible pain from doing this way too long. It's an hour and 50 minutes. This may be the last one I do today. I hope that this helped some people. I know it pissed some people off. This is how it's always going to be until people can just accept speech, the freedom of it all, without being careful, and no acceptance of censorship, saying how the hell I feel about certain things, and then it's going to help other people go, did you hear her, right? Well, I agree with that. And then other people are going to agree. But when nobody says anything, and even more so people lie, because you think that's the better side to go, well, I don't know why she says that. Yeah, I don't know why either, but you're all watching the shit separately, secretly. Just be honest about it. Whether you like me or not, I could give a rat's ass. I love me enough for everybody. We've established that, all right? That's why it doesn't bother me with the darts you throw at me, literally. Or just the verbal ones of lying about me to try to diminish my perfect, it's impeccable reputation and character. There's nobody that can fuck with that unless it's me. Bye.